Alrighty guys, so we're going over some Melee Zaku gameplay. I'm going to talk over this and play it live, so we're going to see how that goes. But this character is super cool. We have a nice little melee attack. It does more damage if you hit them directly, but it does fire a little bit of a fire strike damage. I'm sorry to call it that, but that does 85 damage. The whole thing normally does 185. It's not super high, but it helps you charge your rage. That in addition to tanking damage with this, which reduces it by 30%, or this that completely negates it entirely. You also have a nice little fire strike, like a legitimate fire strike ability here, which goes forward and deals 200 damage. So when you do get your rage up, you get an additional armor, and in addition to armor, you get some extra damage, which is really cool. We are playing way too far up, but you also have a nice little bash ability that de-shields people, and in addition to shielding people, it deals damage, which is really good. Like I said, we're playing really far up into a sniper. That is a recipe for disaster for sure. So I'm just gonna back up. Honestly, we're not gonna win that if we keep playing like this. A little bit trolly, to be honest. I'm going to die if I stay too close here, but I do have my rage available. I want to try and get some heals up. And I end up getting the kill on me. I thought if I got a nice little stun on them, I could finish that kill there. But since we're already dead, I was getting pushed pretty hard there. It's a little bit rough there. So, yeah. You gotta do that a little bit differently than that. Like I said, this character is very high skill cap. It's also pretty map dependent, so you're gonna want things to be on level ground. Like here is gonna be a lot better. But you want to be charging up your rage by dealing damage and defending yourself from damage. So that's an interesting little mechanic. It's very, you know, not like shooter-esque mechanic, which makes this character really exciting and cool to me, to be completely honest. Like any damage I'm taking now, I'm getting rage from that, and it's giving me a little bit extra strength here. You can see it charging up. It does decay though, so you gotta make sure you okay, we got it. Gotta make sure that you're yeah, I totally forgot what I was saying. Sorry, guys. But anyway, we're sure to talk about the rage. But yeah, it decays over time. That's what I was getting at. This guy's got a bunch of rage from us because we just gave it to him because we let him go sit there and hit him during that. That is where they'll charge most of their rage. I use mine because I got in a bad position. Again, we're playing like so aggro for some reason. Like too aggro to the point where we're just gonna end up dying. Don't really want to play into a Pale Rider that's ulting. That's a little bit scary. I just want to get out of here, to be completely honest, without dying, which I don't know if that's going to happen. And we're just pushing so aggressive when we don't need to. But I got a nice little pick from that. Like in these situations, we can trade. It's fine to trade here, but it's not ideal. Also, by the way, it's actually as ideal in defense. You really do want to trade, but not like, you know, a negative trade, right? Like trading 2 of your people for 1 of theirs. So like I said, you do extra damage when you're doing that, which is really nice. You get extra armor. It is able to be held permanently when you get it, so you don't have to use it right away, which is really cool, and I love that as a concept like a lot. And my buddy died. Time to get out again, guys. Nope, too much. But you're about to see a really powerful little ultimate here. Like I said, again, we're just playing in really awkward positions. We're not playing where I need us to play. We're not playing in the choke points, but so I've really only been able to farm from distance, so that's not been ideal in the slightest. But we're gonna push back in here, and I'm gonna get my ult off, and it's gonna be pretty good. Just gonna wait for my team a little bit, and we're gonna pop off here. It goes towards where you aim with your mouse, so it's a little bit funky, but it's super strong. So there you go, guys. You know, yeah, and I turned my rage off that too. Rage gives you 500 armor. So, and then you can see the bash ability. Like I said, what just happened in the chat? Well, sorry, I just happened. So when I'm using my rage ability, I'm doing a lot more damage. Not enough to be able to just like tank hard, you know? Oh my gosh, that guy's 1 HP. But again, the rage is really powerful because it does give you extra armor. But it doesn't make you so tanky that like, you know, you can just do whatever you want. Because you can't, 100%. You will definitely die. But it's about like extra sustaining, extra pressure on corners and things like that. Playing on corners like this, securing kills. I'm about to get my rage. When you get your rage, you can play more aggro. But if you're low HP when your rage starts, you're not going to be able to push far with it. So you really don't want to be taking like this damage just because, you know. See if I can get my, yep, got it with that. Using my rage ability. Doing plenty of damage here. I couldn't get quite to the heal. There is a situation with the way that the primary fire works. It doesn't quite travel, or I'm sorry, it travels pretty far, but it doesn't actually deal a lot of damage. Like I was saying, normally it deals 85. I thought it was the full damage, but it's not, unfortunately, which means you do have to try and get close to them. Like I would like to be able to like poke from here, but the thing that happens is that you're poking from there, but the enemy is when you're poking from there, the enemy will be... You know what? 1 second, guys. I'm gonna kill this guy with this. Get an extra little bit of armor here. I'm gonna go for the flank, and I'm gonna pick up this health pack, which is not here, unfortunately. But we get out. As you can see, everyone is just absolutely complaining about that ability, and to be honest, they're not wrong. It's so strong. They just need to save their stuns for it. They need to track when I'm gonna have it, and they need to save their stuns for it. Don't want to be missing your little dash there, like I did. It does a lot of damage. It's where like a lot of your damage comes from. Res me, come on, bro. Like I said, you are tanky, but you're not so tanky that like you can just face tank a lot in those situations. Like as you can see, I'm already pretty low here. And the extra damage you get is about like 100 on the primary fire, 50 on the other abilities.
I'll get you up and running.
Get that res. Unfortunately, when you die, you do get a lot of when you die, you get your rage back, so that's really convenient. But now that they're above me, it's really bad for me to be here. There's honestly nothing I can really do about this. And I don't really flank very well. You really just want to hit into groups at choke points. You don't do so much damage, to be honest, so flanking is not really going to get you what you quite want from these sort of positions. So you have to keep that in mind. Maybe someone will res him if I stand on top of his body. And we do get to escape and get to a heal here real quick, but there's someone over here. Woohoo, make sure he doesn't see me here. You can use your rage if you get it while you're doing your steadfast version. So just keep in mind that's a really, really good thing to do. Now, we might honestly be able to hold this if our Sazvi gets there in time. And that's right there why you want to finish kills in these situations. It doesn't matter if you kill someone if they end up just rezzing. No, man, I was right here. Alright guys, we're on round 2. The people in the chat have been writing an absolute little novel to each other about my character and complaining about it. To be fair, the ultimate is very, very powerful, but it's counterable in other situations. Things like this, while they are very strong, they tend to do a lot better against people who don't like understand what you need to do. For those of you who do want to know how to counter this character, you know, don't do it against me, but make sure that you are holding your stuns against it. If it hasn't ulted for a while, know that you need to be able to stun it. If you stun it, it will cancel it entirely, so just be ready for that. Taking too much damage from that, but I'm getting close to my rage here. So I'm looking to farm that up and then go aggro with it. The hitbox on that is very big, so just throw it into like an enemy. Now we're gonna go aggro here. but you don't really tank too well in these situations. Like, honestly, this character needs to be adjusted in a way where you take away power from the ultimate, which is just too strong, and you throw it into its primary fire, because it doesn't get enough value. Like, it wants to do things and can do things to enemies, but they don't end up really, like, synergizing with this kit. For example, like, de-shielding somebody is really good, but it doesn't increase the damage you can do in the slightest, you know, which is a little bit wonky. Shield him, bro. Res him. So pushing into this here. I'm trying to mark off this left angle so we get this health from here. I'm getting like angled up on above, which is really difficult for me in my character in particular, just because I can't really do anything about it is the issue. Because I don't deal enough damage, but I also don't really have a good way to access the high ground. I have to like walk up here by myself. And you don't deal a lot of damage. You can get a solid decent amount of, like, you can get decent damage. It's not like so pitiful that like I'm just crying about it or anything, but it's not enough to like be able to enforce your will essentially on enemies. But I am marking down the side of the map because I'm trying to just see how, like, I'm trying to control this area, and I'm trying to stop people from getting up on this high ground and stuff like that. I'm about to get my rage though and my ult though, so I can go really hard with it. Make sure we dodge that turn A Gundam shots there. That is kind of scary. Do my rage though, so you want to push this nice and aggressive and hold the space. Alright. So this is the situation where you really want to use the protect ability. Holding this sort of a corner if there's enemies pushing in front of you is really valuable. Essentially what you do is like, you hold this angle, you stop them from pushing in front of you, and then when they try to push in front of you, you're able to, and like they damage you and they push into you, you can then use your this ability and they can't do anything to you. But they've committed to try and do that, so they're gonna take a bunch of damage. So it's just basically the real ideal way that ability should be used. It's a very like, it's honestly more of a main tank than Sazabi is in a lot of ways, with like this sort of like playing less to like brag and more to just control space by threatening enemies. So I honestly really like it. That guy's about to ult. He doesn't have his ult yet, so I need to start saving my my bash for that. Nice, we get that res off. Ooh, just barely get that. That was a little bit of a risky one, and you can get like a moderately even like 1v1 against people. That's where I want to stop these people from coming in. Kill him before he ults. It's really also good to use this ability here to block any sort of extra stuns that are thrown at you, any sort of damage. So when you pop that sort of ability there, you can get a lot of value out of it just to block something by reacting to it like I was going to do. Alright, so I'm looking to throw a nice little fire strike here where I think they're going to come out. Delay it and throw it so I get anyone. And I do. And I get 7% out of that. I think I hit 2 people maybe. Again, this is a really bad place for us to be, but I'm going to try and make it work with our team. Boost up your fire striking. Maybe I can, you know, tank some damage. Like, the problem with this is, like, I'm so far away from the enemy that I'm, like, losing my charge. This is a really bad spot to be. I just don't want to be here anymore. Didn't want to be here in the first place. Don't want to be here now. Somehow I did. Oh my gosh. I was gonna pop my shield ability there, and I just got killed through it. Like that was like a ping split-second decision. I want to pop that, use my rage to escape. But like I have said, the rage does hold on, so you can... It's basically like a miniature ultimate that you have. That's why I really think it's so cool. You can literally hold on to it if you're already using... like if you're already winning a fight, for example. You just hold it on for the next fight. So let's say I poke here and we're losing, but I get my rage off of it entirely, it'll stay there. Only if it's full, though. Yeah, we're not winning this gold. Not winning this round, that's for sure. So it's not worth fighting. Like, there's no reason for me to go get them ult charge, you know. How much time they get for this? I think it's a minute and a half. Yeah, it's actually a long time to cap. But this is a good spot to hold, because if you hold here, you get a nice little fight against them before they even have a chance to get to the point, and you'll be back. And since you spawn like faster than anyone else, you trade really well. Meaning you get back to the spawn faster, so any trades you take are advantageous. That was a smart little play there. But it doesn't matter, I'm gonna kill him. No, get out of my way, man. What do you mean? Yeah, Thunder's Wave. Or not. But again, buying time for my team, getting nice, decent frags with that is definitely a good trade. Because yeah, they might get back to the point here, but they're definitely staggering for sure. And we're chilling. I need to be a little bit closer. Like, I do not do anything from range. Alright, that grabs me. Wasn't lucky there. What I was trying to do there, though, when I was spazzing out like that, is just to move my headbox around. So the more you do that sort of stuff when you're in that situation where you can't move, if you look forward and move your head around, it will spin it around a lot more than just, like, turning. Just because of the way it pivots. I can sustain here pretty good for a little while. If they push me, I can use my G ability. I'm gonna try and get this health though. It's not worth it for me to die right now when we're doing okay here. Get this health and then I can go in hard here. Alright, time to take some space. Nice, good 2 kills here. Oh, I think I just killed basically everyone. Well, kill them, guys. Man, that was a pretty good little end of the round there. But we'll definitely get to go more from this. This game is very winnable for sure. I think we're a better team overall here. Time to run. Oh my gosh. Yep, that does a lot of damage. Funnels are pretty powerful, to be completely honest. They will just hunt you down and frag you. And there's not really a lot you can do about it. You honestly kind of just have to like get out of the position. But I have my ult now, so these guys are looking for a rough time here. My damage just isn't quite enough to finish that kill, even though he's so low. It's difficult. Difficult to push into that, to be honest. This is not, like, attacking on this point is not the best for my character at all, really. But I'm gonna try and rotate through bottom right. Like, I don't want to be out in the open, like, ever. And their base is constantly exposed here. So with this, I can push into them, use my sustaining abilities to get there, and then pop my ult, and then rage after in the middle of it. Time to start here. Got my rage up. And there you go. That's how you do a little bit of a push there. And I gotta save my my defensive ability too, which was what I wanted to do with that. I didn't want to have to use it if I didn't need to. Which I'm pretty sure there's some times where it'll cause me issues, but the better you learn how to hold your cooldowns, the better you can use them. Wow, I did actually hit that guy. I'm gonna go ahead and hold this high ground here. Like, I basically had to hit this guy with all of my cooldowns to be able to kill him, and even then I have a hard time. Oh wow, that's rough. Lucky. I actually tried to catch the end of that ability with my self-sustaining ability. It allows you to do it just the perfect amount so you can actually sustain through it. But you know, it's risky, but it does give you your full rage off of it. So I wanted to give it a try to see if I could actually do it. Walking in a gym sniper is not too good. We'll just die. But it seems like we might not be able to push this quite well enough. It gives me a free rage ability, but it looks like it's not going to be enough. The funnels will for sure just keep targeting you, so you do get rage automatically off of it. That's how that goes. So, you know, there's plenty of good gameplay there. The character, it kind of shows you how the character goes. It has some weaknesses with range issues. It does have potential for great power with its ultimate, but its standard gameplay is just not really like super amazing, just because the damage it deals isn't super high. Like hitting all my cooldowns with some slashes, I was only able to do like less than 800. If you're looking for some more Gundam Evolution videos, then make sure to check out my mobile suit guides. I made one for all original to 14 mobile suits, and I did a Should You Main guide series also, covering the same mobile suits and talking about whether you should actually main them in Gundam Evolution or not.